And we are live. Good evening, YouTube and Twitch. This is Harmony Muse with Final Fantasy XIV. Just getting loaded in. And it's taking its sweet time today. Okay. Yes, I'm in Revenant's Toll today. There's a reason for that. Took the couple hours in between runs today to get a bit of gearing up so I'm not just item level 60. That way I got some Ironworks gear set up so I wouldn't be completely left behind and under-geared compared to tanks that I'm healing. So we need to work on the Atma weapon today, or the Atma weapon upgrade to my Thyrus. We need to get back to Geralt and that Jalzan guy. No rest for the weary, I suppose. Baptist toast. Okay. Is there anything like Catholic toast or Protestant toast? Weird. Okay. I'm probably mispronouncing that and taking it way out of context, so that's all I'll say on the matter. So where is this Jalzan character? Here, okay. Ah, the impropriety. In my land, the elderly are treated with deference, and visitors received with honor. You must excuse me, adventurer. I have endured a trying sea voyage to meet with Eorzea's greatest weaponsmith, only to find that he is the greatest boor I have ever had the displeasure of knowing. What's this? Your weapon? Unless I am gravely mistaken, 'tis a relic infused with Thavnarian mist. Marvelous, marvelous. Ah, but where are my manners? Allow me to introduce myself. I hail from the Near Eastern city-state of Razat Han. I'm an alchemist by trade. It's been my life's work to study the enchantment of arms through soul infusion. Verily, Thavnarian mist is one of the fruits of my toils. Upon learning the elixir had come to some prominence in Eorzea, I journeyed here with the intent of exploring new possibilities in my research. I want for but a subject to proceed. If you would be that subject, your weapon will become further enhanced. Will you agree to assist me, adventurer, and for your troubles come to possess a mightier relic? Oh, hell yes. A declaration you will not regret, but without further ado, allow me to explain what my research will entail. Now, I trust you are aware that ether permeates all things in our world. What you may not know, however, is that the ether is found in greater concentrations in Eorzea than elsewhere. When a weapon infused with a quasi-soul such as your relic is used to slay a living being in this ether-rich land, a peculiar phenomenon occurs. That ether, released by the fallen creature, resonates with your weapon and agglomerates into a crystal which I have dubbed Atma. It must be noted that this occurs only on rare occasions due to factors I've yet to identify. Now, as you may have already gathered, Atma is essentially the crystallized soul of a living being, and these crystals hold the key to strengthening your weapon. According to my research, 12 unique pieces of Atma are required, meaning they must be acquired from 12 different foes. See the deed done, adventurer, and you shall hold in your hand such powers you have never known. So I've got to go... Okay. By participating in certain fates equipped with a relic weapon Zenith. Okay, locations of the fate and yielded or followed. Atma the Maiden. Atma the Bull, Atma the Ram, etc., etc. Okay, up in arms under side story quests. Side story quests. Okay, we have... Do we need one in Northern Shroud? No. What, oh, yeah, we do. Atma of the Archer. So I need to go find and do a fate here. Doesn't say which fate, so I'll try any fate. I'm getting beeped at. Who is beeping me? Nothing important. It wasn't anything important. I hope it's only one fate each. Back in the old days of doing Atma, it literally took... You had to grind the crap out of fates because it was like a 2 or 3% chance. Doesn't say which fate. But Northern Shroud, Atma of the Archer. Go do that one. That's my best bet because there's no way I can complete that one in 1 minute. How did I get down here? Well, that was an oops. But yeah, we're going to be doing nothing but fates today, most likely. What do we got to kill here? Lunar golems, okay. There we go. And once we get done with you, we'll have to go find another one. We don't want to be grinding fates all this damn time. We got this. This is going to be easy from here. Oh, no Atma. Specifically said the Atma of the Archer was in Northern Shroud. Shubba snacks. We'll go for it. This is going to take forever. it gets too bad, I'm probably just going to say screw it and go back to doing regular stuff. Got my Atma. Okay, good, 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 good. What is the next Atma to get? Okay. Up in arms, we've got the Atma of the Archer. Any other shrouds? Central Shroud, Atma of the Maiden. Oh, hey, guys, sorry. Sorry I wasn't paying attention, and I appreciate that. And yeah, I've heard the story of Aladdin. Though, the version I heard, the proper name was Ala al-Din, I believe. That was a long time ago. Though not quite in a galaxy far, far away. Why are you running away out of nowhere to then running back to here? Pathing in this for AI can be kind of screwy sometime. That's just goofy. You did it again, man. What the hell? I don't know how you think Aladdin was Chinese, man. The version I heard came out of the Thousand Tales of Shahrazad, the 1001 Arabian Nights. Okay, let's go find the next one. Nearest fate would be... Oh, okay, that would be killing those things. Okay. Honestly, though, as far as the Disney movie version of Aladdin, I have to say the best whole part of that was any time that Robin Williams was on a microphone. That man is comedy gold. That one didn't do it. Will that one do it? We'll find out. And unfortunately, since he took his life, being a legend is all we've got a Robin Williams of these days. Shame that. It's usually the good people, the ones who have known true pain and have tried to make everybody else's lives better, that are the ones that end up taking their own lives out of depression. One of my favorite content creators from the old days of Bing, one Jewario. I don't remember his name. Justin. Yeah, it was Justin. I forgot what his actual last name was. But he ended up committing suicide due to depression. But he was always one that was trying to talk people out of their own depression. Now imagine doing this for multiple days just for one of 12 stones. That's what we did back in 2.0 or 2.1 it might have been. Yes, I'm talking the days of, you know, walking to 5 miles to school in 3 feet of snow, barefoot, uphill, both ways. And if you were to ask my mother, who actually walked to school in the Missouri Hills, walking uphill both ways is very, very possible. Just a matter of walking up one or down one hill and up another to get to your school. Or wherever you're going. The original story that Cinderella came from might have been, however, the version I read was from the Grimm's Fairy Tales book. Back when rather than not being able to fit their feet into the shoes, the wicked stepsisters mutilated their own feet to get their foot in the shoe. And as punishment for lying, they were forced to, I believe, dance wearing hot iron shoes until they died. Those old German fairy tales, they didn't mess around. It's just like Hansel and Gretel was a parable for the whole don't go out into the woods. It really wasn't all about that. It was masking the fact that back in the old ages at that time, a lot of times poor parents had too many mouths to feed. So what they do is they leave a trail of breadcrumbs out into the woods or out into somewhere for their kids to go follow. And then basically to strand their kid out in the forest so they die of starvation so they'd have one less mouth to feed. Not even making that one up. But then again, a lot of the nice little Disney fairy tales that we know were a lot darker. Little Mermaid killed herself. And the original Snow Queen story that the Frozen was based on, again, Hans Christian Andersen, the Snow Queen was the villain. In fact, in the Frozen that we know now, Elsa was intended to be the villain, but focus groups were let to see the performance of Let It Go and thought, no, there's no way we can make this a villain. And there's our maiden Atma. So now we go to South Shroud. Actually, let me check to see what I need from South Shroud. Don't need one from South Shroud, but I need one from East Shroud. The Atma of the Goat. Why don't I just go up to East Shroud rather than teleporting? Save myself some money. And I won't even go into the tale of Sleeping, or the original version of Sleeping Beauty right now, because it's a PG channel, or it's a PG-13 channel, and I really don't want YouTube taking what little monetization I have away. Fan, you just need to let it go, man. Hey, you saw that joke coming a mile away, and don't tell me you didn't, man. Jack of all trades. That'll be our next target. Okay. Okay, we got you now. Seems like you're all out of friends, man. And there's my Atma, and level 51. Cool beans. Very good, very good, very good. What do we have next? Okay, we've got... Rather than doing them by area, let's just go down the list. Let's go do Southern Shroud next. Okay. I said Southern Shroud, not Southern Thanalon. That was good luck, that was. Which is why I'm not going to say any more about it, because referring to good luck tends to invoke bad. And I think the last time I was to a Chuck E. Cheese, man, I'm 40. I think the last time went to a Chuck E. Cheese was in, crap, 1980, maybe earlier. Of course, what I know of Chuck E. Cheese was it's basically a place with, it's a pizza place for kids with puppets and, why aren't you being hurt? With puppets and arcade games. You see, when I was a kid, most of your pizza joints, whether they were mom and pop pizza joints or whether they were big name places like Pizza Hut or Domino's, had an arcade machine or two in the back. Or they had the cocktail machines where you could sit down and play things like Pac-Man. Back in the days when Pac-Man was the height of arcade gaming. And there's my Atma the Scorpion, just bam. That was lucky. What's the next in the list? Upper Lenosha. So we have 4 of the 12 that we need. And somebody named themselves after Drizzt Do'Urden. Really? Come on, man. If you're gonna name yourself after a... I mean, I can understand naming yourself after a fantasy character, but... I mean, this is weeaboo territory, not D&D. Not only are you naming yourself Drizzt, but you're not even dual-wielding. You're fighting with fist weapons, man. Come on, come up with a better name. This is Upper Lenosha, not Outer Lenosha. Make sure that I'm in the right place. Yep, Upper. Hate these split level areas like this. Actually, the name Not really sure I want to go into religion on this channel because I've got people who watch that are of that I know for a fact are of several different religions. That being said, okay, let's see if we can get some of these down here. This is going to be a failure. Yep. It's already one over there now. Crap. But as far as Jesus, no. If you look at the name Jesus, it's a Greek transliteration of a name that was more than likely either Yeshua or Yehoshua, which is essentially the Hebrew name that we have now as Joshua. You know, if we are going the biblical route, you know, as in Joshua fit the Battle of Jericho. But if you want to be pedantic, technically, yeah, he paid. If you look in the book, there was a point where he paid Roman taxes and thus, by definition, was a Roman citizen. Rome, which became modern Italy. I mean, I will give you that. But as far as being ethnically Italian, yeah. But again, I really don't want to get into matters of religion on channel because I've got friends that are, you know, all sorts of different faiths. That and I'm a firm believer that video games are for everybody. That's why you'll also hear me avoiding talking about politics on channel, too. I mean, I'm playing a nature-following healer in a game made by Japanese folk. I don't believe American politics has any bearing on this game, so you won't hear me go into it. are you, my friend? A level 34 with a carbuncle. Dude, go do your class quest, or your job quest. Okay, gotta go do that boss fight next. That name, Giant Enemy Crab, there's a bit of a joke in the video game community. About 10-15 years ago, there was this one video game coming out. I don't even remember the name of the game. I think it had to do with historical Japan. The devs were priding themselves on the game, on the monsters being from Japanese mythology and being, you know, very historically accurate. And at one point in the presentation, you see the presenter say with a straight face, "And here's a giant enemy crab." Ring around the rosy. That I didn't know. Of course, the only version of Pinocchio I've ever seen was the Disney version. We're gonna go for the boss. I do enough damage to kill bosses, but not nearly enough to solo protect defending targets. No, he's still an Arcanist. Oh, yep. Ah, bot. Gotcha. That person's multi-boxing, you can tell. Look at the way they're right in lockstep. That was a well-timed jump. Here, dragon, dragon, dragon. I'm gonna carve you up and eat you with some barbecue sauce. But now we know why that guy was not jobbed out. Oh, wait, he was... Why he was an Arcanist instead of a Summoner or Scholar. It should be mentioned I really disdain botting in any way, shape, or form. It's basically paying to win. And you know, Square ain't gonna care. For one reason. Each one of those subs is still $13, $15 a month for Square Enix. So it's not technically cheating, and if you can afford that, so mote it be, but it bugs the crap out of me personally. We got you almost. No, Coca-Cola's been around since before my grandmother's grandmother. It's been around since the late 1800s. Atma the Water Bear. Yep, we got it. What's the next one in the list? East Shroud. We got that. Atma the Bull is Eastern Thanalon. Eastern Thanalon. Camp Drybone. But they were drinking Coca-Cola in the 1940s and World War II. I mean, if you listen to old 1940s World War II broadcasts, because back in those days, the Japanese would have people like Tokyo Rose sending broadcasts to try to demoralize the American troops that were over in the Pacific Front. And they would say things like, "You should be back at home sipping Coke." And Coca-Cola's been around a lot longer than the Fresh Prince, let me tell you. I'll give you bonus points for using the name of Drizzt Do'Urden's figurine of wondrous power as your chocobo. This guy, he's doing his novel ripoff, but he's doing it right. So you got credit for that, man. Good going. And I got my Atma for here, too. That's six of what I needed in an hour. Yeah, don't mess with Nelly Hagee when it comes to matters of, you know, being able to pull stuff up on Wikipedia. My mom's a badass. Atma of the Ram from Middle Lanasha. Oh, I think you're trying to tell jokes. Okay. Okay, we are... What are we killing? Ah, pugils, okay. Level 2 pugils at that. This ought to be easy. Now, if you were to ask me, I think Pepsi was invented by Satan. Or is that just me cracking jokes? Thanks, 11. That was my mother you just chased away. It ain't cool, man. Okay, what next? More Aurelias, okay. But seriously, man. That Nelly Hagee that comes in, that's my mother. She's also a mod. I mean, please, man. Atma the Ram that quickly. Okay, so we're to 7 of what we need. Of the Ram, now we need Atma of the Twins is Western Thanalan. Okay, Western Thanalan. What do we got to kill here? Dusty mongrels. Right, we're going to have the Atma today, too. Don't think we'll have the Ultima, though, or the Anima. Or the Animus version. Come on. Roll over. Play dead. Note that we here at Harmony Muse Productions do not endorse in any way cruelty to animals. These things, however, are not actual real-world animals, and I'm trying to give them as quick a death as I can manage, but they're running away from me. That'll be the last one I need. Yeah, you're the last one I need. I hate it when I get jumped by enemies that aren't part of that. Here's the thing, in this case, National Geographic is wrong because Coca-Cola has been around since before Will Smith was born. Aladdin came from the 1001 Arabian Nights collection of stories. The biblical stories came from before Italy was a country. And yeah, my mother was damn near a history teacher at one point in her life. So when it comes to matters of history, yeah, she knows. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what copy of National Geographic you're looking at, because everything I've been looking up on Google says nothing about what you're saying. Anyway, I got to get back to gaming, which is why I'm here in the first place. Outer Lenosha, Atma the Lion. Didn't I already get you? I don't have the lion, I don't have the fish, the scales of the crab. Okay, so it's Outer Lenosha we're on the way to. Here's the thing. The Great Wall of China, let me actually take a look at that, because I do believe that took several decades to build, if memory serves. Here's the thing, the Great Wall of China was not actually built all in one go. It was built in sections from the original founding of, the first time when it could have been called China by the first emperor Qin Shi Huang, in 220 BC, all the way to 1644 in the Ming Dynasty. In fact, the majority of it was built during the Ming Dynasty. So what you're saying just simply can't be true, man. Of course, when a wall takes over a millennia and a half to build, assuming that Ala al-Din was real, we're talking anybody that would have been alive at that time that was part of Middle Eastern or Far Eastern society had probably been at that wall. But still, we're talking about a fictional character and a wall that took over 1,000 years of being built at different times done. I myself am a bit of a fan of history myself. Old saying, those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it, though that's more of a political statement than a matter of history. And we won't go into that. We got our Atma. We can get out of here. Okay, so that's 9 of 12. What is next? Atma the Lion. Atma of the Fish in Lower Lenosha. Man, I'm sorry, you're really... You know, you've been a fan for a while, Levin, but... I'm sorry, there's a few lines I don't like crossed. Given my mother crap is one of them. So I'm gonna ask you nicely to behave, please. For your sake. I mean... Quachak. That sounds vaguely Nahuatl. You know, the language of the Mexica. At least if I'm reading, at least if I'm looking at that properly. Looks like I'm not the only one trying to grind an Atma weapon right now. Oh, you're fine, Levin. It's just if you see something like that that seems kind of out there, I might make a suggestion of checking on the internet to make sure that what you're looking at, because a lot of times, several different places will say several different things about the same thing. And really, and to be perfectly honest with you, if you see something and it says, or if you see a point put out that's only said in one certain spot, chances are it might not necessarily be true. I mean, there's a reason back when I was in college and the internet was becoming a thing, back in the 1990s, they told us you can't just use an internet search as one of your sources on a term paper. So like these days people are told you can't just use a Wikipedia search. You actually have to have, you know, documented other points. Because plain simple truth is there are people out there that like to make up anything and everything they can. Things we do for better weapons. Of course, remember, back in the day, the weapon you get from these quests was one that each time a new patch came out, another stage of this quest was added. And this weapon was generally seen as the best weapon you could get. People would spend weeks each time a new part of the chain came out to get this weapon for their class as good as they could. I know, I was one of them. Yeah, don't talk to me about Titan, given that we just kind of killed him like a couple hours ago. Again. Still haven't gotten what I need. And that's going to be done by the time I get down to it. Last one I got was Atma of the Lion. Okay. This seems like a long drag, you know, several minutes to get one item. Remember, back in the day, the amount of, or the chance of getting your Atma stone from an area was so much worse. I literally spent, from the time I woke up until the time I went to sleep back when it came out, 2 or 3 days on one single stone before. So this is not bad at all compared to what we had to do back in the bad old days. Oh. Oh, this whole quest is a don't drink the water, the birds poo in the water joke. Lovely. Because that's mature. There's my Atma. I believe that's 10. Yep, so now I need Central Fennel and Atma of these scales. I picked Central Shroud instead of Central Fennelin. God. I can't believe I made that mistake again. Well, I'm down about 300 gil from that. Whoopsie daisy. Always pays to read what you're doing, so you don't do something dumb like that. Almost through it. This one would be right here. Sure that I'm looking at that correctly. Said Central Fennelin. Okay, we are looking at the right point. I remember a month and change ago when I first started playing this, and I thought item level 10 gear was really, really good. Hungry hobbled. Hungry hobbled ahoy. What's a hobbled ahoy? Never heard that name before. Or word before. You're gonna need a few more. Okay, we can do. We can do. This ought to do it. Think we're good. Now that we've got it done, we're just going to wait here. Seven, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there's my Atma of the scale, so I only need one more Atma. That's going to be Atma of the crab in Western Lenosha. If it's Atma of the crab, we're going to do it at the Costa del Sol side of things. Grab and go. On the plus side in all this working to do this today, we made level 51. So the quest to 50 ain't going to be all that hard. Or to 60. If I decide I want to actually heal at that range, at that range, it shouldn't be too hard. And the Moonfire Festival is still going on. Not that it's any concern of mine. I don't do video game bikinis. I'm sorry, that's just kind of silly. You're in an Alamegan cane doing this. Yep. Okay, we got just a matter of rut. Oh, great. That one. Yay. Lovely. Really don't like that quest up there, but we'll do it. Hoping this last one does it for me. What do we have here at? 75, so I need 5 more of the ruts. Probably 4 more of the ruts now. Oh, 4 more. Three more. more. Shooting on the last one would have been easy. How's my family? Doing pretty good. And as far as my favorite video game there, 11? Oh, it's not Lupus. Not dealing with that one. We'll help with this guarding one. Okay. My favorite video game, I'd have to say any good Japanese role-playing game. The Final Fantasy series and the Dragon Quest series are games I grew up with. I mean, when I was very young, and as far as my family wrecking, my mother is actually watching right now. She's modded under the name Nelly Hagee. Are you gonna make us go swimming, lady? Almost there. Okay. And still no Atma. This one's gonna be a pain. Oh well. Oh, how am I doing? Right, good point, good point. Working, I'm doing pretty damn good today, man. At a place where I've been trying to get to in this game for about a week, and I'm happy with it. Wouldn't you know, the last one being the longest one to get. Finishing up work? Okay, I'm glad to hear that, man. Might go a little bit extra because I want to get this done and get the Atma weapon. Or the Atma version of my Thyrus here. I have been considering, because I do nothing but Final Fantasy XIV's 4, 5, 6 hours a day, I'm sure there's some people that probably get a little bit tired of that. Me, I haven't. Not quite yet. Not like I expected I would. The reason I bring that up is I have been considering periodically using my late night stream, the one that I do sometimes around midnight, and playing some single player for people. I tried it with Bloodborne and Dark Souls, but it really didn't pan out. You're gonna be gone before I get there. As far as what to play, though, that's what's given me a stumbling block. I mean, given that I kind of started this streaming off a bit heavy with Skyrim and Fallout 4, really can't do those now. Quit hurting my bird. And still no of the crab. Okay, we can... What's it going to take to get that last one, I wonder? I mean, I've thought of going back a game and playing Fallout 3 and Oblivion for y'all, but... last time I heard, my friend Fan, who's watching, was playing Oblivion himself, and I didn't want to either ruin it for him or, you know, step on his toes any. Fallout 3, well, I could do Fallout 3, but I don't know that it'd be all that interesting. Besides, for the proper Fallout experience, and we noticeably didn't have this in Fallout 4, is you got to have the radio playing. Not only do you have the radio telling you very important things as you play, but the music is part of the ambiance. That 1950s, 40s era music, especially Western music in New Vegas, is really as much a character in the game as any NPC you meet. And while Bethesda gives you ample right to play and stream Fallout 3, 4, and New Vegas on YouTube, they do not license the music. Which is really kind of sad to me, because I would have loved to have played that for. I mean, there's nothing quite like going through the Mojave Desert in Fallout 4 or Fallout New Vegas while listening to Marty Robbins singing Big Iron. I don't like country music all that much. Correction, I don't like new country music all that much. The old stuff, Johnny Cash, Marty Robbins, Loretta Lynn, Tammy Wynette, the old stuff. That I like. And still no suit. are still no Atma. This is getting irritating. And again, this is nowhere near as bad as it used to be back in the bad old days. When I say 2 hours for one, or 2 days for one stone, I'm not kidding. A legitimate 2 days for one stone once. We're gonna go until we get that, by God. I haven't come this far for nothing. Make sure we're in the right place. I'm gonna be upset if I mess this up. Western Ladosha, Atma the Crab. Yep, we're in the right place. I'm playing this on PC. You can tell that I'm playing it on PC because I have rows instead of things that are things assigned to a PS4 controller. You can, of course, hook up a Xbox One or PS4 controller to your computer and use it that way, though, and you'll see the hotbars like you have them on console. Still don't have my Atma. This is getting genuinely irritating. And they're up, aren't they? Yep, they're up. Let's hope this one gets it for us, please. This is getting old. And still no crap. All this to get one. Okay. It's a fun game no matter where you play it. Matter of rut again? Seriously? I'm not here to do for XP. I just want my seal of the crab, or my Atma of the crab, so I can go turn this all in and get my item level 100 version of my stick. That's all this was for. Where we at now? 75. Thanks, man. And still no Atma. What the crap, game? This is really starting to get on my nerves. What are we killing here? A hee. We're fighting a Goobu. Ho ho ho. Jolly Green. I get it. 1980s Jolly Green Giant advertising. Almost got you. Definitely have you as far as HP goes. Almost. We have you down to 20% your normal health. Make that 16%. And still no Atma. What do we have to kill here? I gotta kill Sekhmet. Well, my Sailor Moon people aren't gonna be happy about that. Okay. Can't believe this last one is taking so long to get. Been at this last one for damn near 30 minutes in and of itself. Come on, be the last one, please. Nope. This is getting old. Just making sure, for absolute sure, I don't have it yet, and I don't. That is getting highly, highly annoying. Three more ought to get it for me. Still no Atma. Let's go kill some crabs and see if we get it. It's starting to get very irritating at this point. Once I get this one, I can get my improved healing stick. Wouldn't you know? No Atma. Time to... We'll do one last... We'll do one last fate. If we get the Atma, good. If not, I'm going to call it because I'm running way over my 2 hour. Anybody tell these folks how a turn-in quest works? You gotta turn it in. I'm kind of, like I said, getting distracted here, getting loopy. Here's hoping this is going to be my last fate one way or the other. Because after this, I'm probably going to go get myself something to eat. I don't know. Yeah, it's a very fun game, man. Can't believe I'm still going to go do another fate. Wanted that to be my last one, but no. That one's calling me. I got it. I. Been working for almost 3 hours now trying to get my fates for the Atma. But yeah, I'm going to definitely make this my last one. And I was half nodding off during the last. Come on, join us. So you finally pulled dagger off of me. I see that you're using your Rage of Halone combo. Good, good, good. And still no Atma stone. In that case, folks, I'm calling it. Sorry that this has been so repetitive, but we need one fate left fate to get the Atma of the crab. And once I have the Atma of the crab, I can go and start actually doing the quest to, or the upgrade from item level. Okay, let's start over. I need to get all 12 Atma stones to get the Atma version of my Thyrus. Get it from item level 110, or sorry, item level 90 to 100. Then there's a whole bunch of quests I have to do to power up the Thyrus, and that'll take it from 100 to 110. And then there's quests over and above and above and above that. But it's, again, a lot of grinding. And they keep adding stuff with each expansion and each major patch to continue that chain. I mean, it's all the way to the end of Heavensward. I mean, I think the most upgraded version of your relic is like 270 or 275 now. And I want to get in on that. I want to see what happens, because I'm fairly sure they're going to keep pushing that through Stormblood. Because if they didn't, the people who spent so much time going through the Realm Reborn and Heavensward versions to get are going to be up in arms. They're going to riot. Anyway, that's it for me. I'm hot, I'm tired, I'm hungry. I'll talk to y'all later. Thank y'all for watching. Like, follow, and subscribe if you enjoyed the show. This has been Harmony Muse. Thank you. Have a good evening.